starting a little reading comprehension using nonfiction text. We're going to be reading Foul Flora by Marilyn Singer. And I have said the word nonfiction before. Can any of you tell me what nonfiction means? You might have seen this word in the library before. Nonfiction. Elizabeth?
Nonfiction.
If it's real, is there any other characteristics that you can give the word nonfiction besides real? Not made up. Anything else? Tanner?
I like that right here she is asking them what nonfiction is. This is just an example of her asking them to bring forth prior knowledge or personal knowledge that they should already have, and how this is going to move and help out with what they're going to be doing next in class.
Sometimes it can be about a person. Alex? A lot of facts. That's exactly what it's trying to get at. This story is based on real facts and information that can't be made up from anywhere else. That's the kind of passage we're looking at today. And everything you're going to be reading is real life information. Okay? So, the objectives of today, you can read them with me. Students will read the nonfiction text provided about the world's largest flower, and you're going to complete 6 multiple choice and 1 multi-step response question that all connect with the reading selection, okay? So that's what we're going to be completing today. We're going to be reading the text, answering questions that are multiple choice, and open response, okay? Have any of you ever seen this flower before? Where have you seen it before? TV? You've seen it before, Kyle? Television? You saw it in the book? Let's say
Something I've also noticed throughout this lesson is that she allows them a lot of opportunities to get engaged and in constructing meaning through asking them a lot of questions and getting them involved in discussion and putting their input in the class.
Say it together. This is the Rafflesia. One more time. Rafflesia.
Also right here with them having to repeat the word, and that helps them understand it, be able to say the word, and also grabs their attention by asking for the whole class's participation.
This is the world's largest flower. This is the flower you're going to read about today, and what makes it so unique, how it's pollinated, why it's so big, and why it smells a little foul, okay? So what we're going to do, Alex, can you hand these out to everyone? Yes. I heard it did too, and I actually did read that in the article that you're going to be reading today. Nope, it's just a little article that we're going to be reading together. It's not a book, just like that. So I am going to read the first paragraph of this text out loud while we're all following along. And what I'd like you to do is kind of follow with your pen or with a highlighter that you have, and underline some information that you think could be a fact about the flower, something that could be real life, okay? How's that sound? Logan, you have a question? Nope, we're going to be answering those independently. We're going to do a little bit of partner work as we're reading, but you're going to do the questions all on your own. Okay, does everyone have a packet? A couple more. Once you're done, I can take the rest. Yep, you're going to put your name on it. All right.
I like that she takes this time right here to answer any questions and clarify some confusion that the students may have. I think this shows that she is supporting those who may be struggling by taking the time to have the students try and understand what's going on and break it down a little bit more.
Alright, I'm going to start reading the first paragraph, okay? What weighs as much as a miniature poodle and smells as bad as rotten dog food? Would you believe it's a flower? The Rafflesia is the world's largest flower. When it's in full bloom, it can weigh up to 15 pounds and be a yard wide. Found on the rainforest floors in Indonesia, Borneo, and Sumatra, it is a parasite that lives off the roots of a vine related to the grapevine. Having no roots, stems, leaves, or chlorophyll, the Rafflesia gets its food from the plant. Now that we've read that, I'd like for you to turn and talk to your partner about some kind of evidence and fact that you learned in that first paragraph that I was reading. And we're going to share those together.
Right here, she's allowing the students to take up engagement and construct meaning through collaborative work. This way, they have the time to talk about it with a peer, and the way that she's ensuring that they're going to get the job done is by telling them that she's going to be asking for examples and responses by the end of their time of collaborating.
You're going to tell me some facts about the plant that you learned in that paragraph. Okay, high five up here. Eyes up here. What were some facts that you learned about the Rafflesia? Some interesting information that you learned. Michael? It's a yard wide. So this is a huge flower that we're working with. A yard wide. Erica? No roots, stems, or leaves. So it's interesting to see how this is considered a flower if it has no roots, stems, or leaves. Because usually when you look at a rose, it has a stem and it has leaves on that. Anything else that you learned, Max?
It's a parasite that lives on the roots of the vine when it is in the vine.
So it is considered a flower, but it's actually a parasite. And Logan?
It is found on rainforest.
It's in the rainforest.
I think that is very helpful and encouraging that she is not only asking for what they've learned, but also that she is writing the responses on the board. This shows the students that what they have to say is important and that it shows the progress of them learning and also allows them to see the notes that she's taking so that they could take better notes.
Kyle, can you tell me if it has a good smell or a bad smell, Daniel Flower? Smells bad? Very good. All of that information you found in one paragraph. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to stay, one sec, I'd like you to stay with your partner, but you can read silently. So I'd like you to read a couple paragraphs silently, get together, and then talk about some of the facts that you both found. So maybe as you're reading, underline some of the important facts and information that you find. Wait. Have a seat. I'm not done explaining, please. So maybe you can stop every 2 paragraphs or so to discuss. Once you have finished, I'd like us all to turn to page 44. There are 3 multiple choice questions here, and there's 3 before that also, but the main stuff is on page 45, which is the open-ended question. Page 45 together. What it says is, Tanner up here, explain why the author makes the selection both entertaining and informative. Support your answer with important details from the selection. What does and usually mean? Both. So we want to talk about something that's entertaining and why that piece is entertaining, and also something that's informative and why that's informative, okay? Any questions before you begin, Max?
Is it going to be like an essay or paragraphs?
You could probably do a paragraph about the entertaining piece and why, and then you could do another paragraph about the informative piece and why. Elizabeth? Oh, you have something you learned? What is that? 15 pounds. Wow. That's a big flower. Austin, you have a question? Nope, you're working with the partner that's next to you or that's around you because Kyle doesn't have one, okay? So you're going to work with the person next to you just to talk about the facts. You're going to be reading on your own and finishing that independently, okay? You may begin.
Okay, a few things that stood out to me during this video was that first at the beginning she explains what they'll be doing, why they're doing it, and what to expect at the end of class. She also guides the students in the lesson at the beginning and kind of eases them into the individual and collaborative work. So she kind of shows them what to look for, what to talk about, and also what to write about. And then she lets them kind of go off and work individually. And I think by having the lecture and by having a paper and by reading silently and her reading aloud, she reaches a lot of different types of learners. So a few things about the form of the video. The camera angle is actually very unique. A lot of the other videos I saw had the camera at the very back, so you saw the back of the students' heads, but you saw the teacher and the board. I like this specific angle because I like being able to see the students and their reaction and being able to gauge their engagement. And you can also see the teacher well, and you can also hear her very clearly. The only bad thing is I wish I could see the presentation. So if there was any way that you were able to see the students and see the board so you can assess and look at what the students are looking at, I think that would be very helpful. The audio quality was, I think, fair, and it was good. Obviously it'd be better if there was a microphone, but she does not have that. The only bad thing is that you can't understand the students still, and I'm not sure what you could do to enhance that, but I think it would be very helpful if you could hear the questions that they had. A good thing is that this teacher does repeat the question so the audience can hear it, and she also answers it very clearly. This video is kind of blurry, so I think it would be helpful if it was clearer and you could see the teacher just a little bit better. I did not notice any additional effects, but I don't think that took away from the presentation or anything. So overall, I thought this was very good. I chose this video because it had a clear beginning, middle, and end. She had the lesson, and then she introduces the way she's going to assess what they've learned by the paper, and she also gauged where they were standing with the lesson and what they're learning by having them discuss with her and ask a bunch of questions.